If you're getting ready for the exam and starting it now, or if you're just preparing of what the exam's going to look like, I wanted to give a few quick minutes here to look at what to expect for this exam. Now, first and foremost, it's 100 points. There's 2 sections. It's all writing. A big part of this class is to prepare you for what universities look like and what universities expect for an exam. Majority of the time you'll come across key terms, and those are those key terms from the reading, and you're going to elaborate on those. And there's going to be 2 parts to that. So the first part is the description, and that's the identifying it, or what is it. And the second part is the significant, and that's the importance part. But we'll look at that in a second, a little deeper. The second part, which is a whole 60 points, that's a big part of this grade, is the focus questions. And we'll talk about that. There's 4 total, 15 points each. Those key terms, there's 8 of them, and that's 5 points each for a whopping 100 points. Another thing you will notice is no time limit. Please, when you hear exam, don't freak out. You will have plenty of time. This will be due our very last day of class. You can go in, look at the questions, you can start it, you can go back and forth, you can, you only see one question at a time, but you'll be able to go back and look at the answers that you've done. You can save it, you can log off, you can, let it marinate for a couple days in your brain and then come back to it. Whatever you need to do, as long as it's just turned in by the last day of our class. And feel free to collaborate with each other. It has to be your own words, but how you do that and as much time as you need to take away that extra stress. So a few things that I put on here to keep in mind. I already mentioned the no time limit. You're only going to be able to submit it once though. So even though there's no time limit, don't press that submit exam button until you are completely sure and ready to turn it in. But once you submit it, it's submitted. Make sure in all the thing that the significance is clear. It is an open book exam, so you're going to bring in your own information from the readings, and you'll have the definitions, and we're trained in the young age what definitions are. But the significance has to be your interpretation. Why are we walking away with this? Why is it important to tell you information about X, Y, and Z? That's the significance. That's the big thing. If you miss that significance, you will be surprised in the grade because it'll be a lot less than just defining what it is. So add quotes to the material. Feel free to, maybe not so much with those key terms, but you throw in some quotes with those focus questions. No block quotes. That means no more than one sentence of it. You will be marked if you have a big block quote and then half your thing is a quote. But a quote should be able to bolster your information by giving more context. And there's no extension. I want to show you both parts of the exam, so it's nothing to be freaked out about. First part is the key terms. And this is big. They're 5 points each. There's 8 of them. So it's a whole 40 points. Here is your first question, what it would look like. So for each one, this is question number 1. You'll write a paragraph in 2. Probably it's normally about 2 paragraphs to do this properly. A paragraph of the definition, the main aspects of the term, bring in examples from the reading. You might want to bring in aspects from the textbook, discussions. We've been able to talk about discussions. There's some also little caveats that are added in the textbook that are really good. That is all to help broaden the definition. Now, with all that information, you have to determine, based on what we're talking about, why it's significant for the context of our class. So, what does it say about identity? What does it say about, identities today? What does it say about breaking down stereotypes? All those, what does it say about world systems of exchange? All those big sort of terms and broad themes that we've looked at and comparisons and all these things helps bolster and look at the significance. And it's a big part of each key term. What I don't want to see is in each question you have 2 different key terms. Don't do both, only one. So you have a choice at each question which one you want to do. So pick one that you can write the most on, the definition and the significance. But you're just going to pick one. And as you scroll down, there's a place to write right here. Now here's a big thing, and please pay attention to this. Do a Word document first. Put it in a Word document. write it all out on Word, save that, and then cut and paste and put it in Canvas. We all know that Canvas is temperamental and it loses things. So if you save all the answers on a Word document, that'll help you a lot. And that'll help me too, because if you lose it, I get heartbroken, but there's nothing I can do. You have to do it again. If you have it already saved on a Word document, you just cut and paste it, and there's no problem with that. Okay. Focus questions. There are 4 large focus questions. These are 15 points each. Each one's about 400 words, so think of it as a discussion post, really. 4 of them. So there's lots of materials to add in. Material from the textbook, discussion, lectures, but no outside sources. Nothing outside is needed. Everything from inside. Now that is to also help keep you honest, not to go Google a question and see what they have to say, because they might be pulling it from different materials and different sources. You're pulling it from ours, and I want you to do that. I want the examples to be from what we've done in this class, and that's enough. There's no extra work needed for that. Again, no time limit, so you can go through and read them all, and then take some time and maybe write an outline, think what you want to do, and then write it on, a Word document, and then come back in and post it. Do it that way. Be specific with it. This is a well-organized, well-thought-out answer. About 3 paragraphs, about 400 words, no block quotes. You can do a quote, but nothing massive, okay? Choose the one that you are most excited about. I want this to be an alley-oop slam dunk for you. I really do. So how it works, this is a question 9. This is your question 9, so you can see it right now. A large question you're going to write on, and there's 2 choices. Do not write on both. Choose the one that is the best for you, that you can do the most information, that interests you the most, that you can think of discussion, you can think of examples from the reading, that would be the best. The first question is, how would you compare civilizations, Mesopotamia and Egypt? We've talked about that. It's no surprise. But now here's your chance to really go all out. Bring in all the information, even thinking about what other people said about it. So if that question interests you, do that one. If you don't care about that question, or if you're kind of like, don't think I know much about that, maybe you want to do number 2. In what ways did the creation of agrarian urban society, so when people started to settle down and to urbanize and to create farming, how did that then create civilization? How did that create new patterns of world history? So you could use examples from the reading and from our discussion of how this creation of an agrarian, right, farming, urban, city, societies, agrarian, urban societies, make an entirely new patterns of world history. Choose one, and then there's a space below. Again, do a Word document and then post it on in there and clean up the format. Make sure it's very clear. Make sure it's very concise. Make sure, it has all this information in it. So good luck with it. There's 4 questions on this. There's 8 key terms. It'll take you a bit of time, but you have plenty of time. And please feel free to talk to each other, email each other, go in the chat room and email me as well. I'm a resource, and we'll finish this semester strong. Good job, everybody, and best of luck with this exam.